Okay, YouTube. So something else that I've been thinking about that I wanted to write about. First, I should say my name is Rebecca, and I'm an INFJ. And lately in my life, I guess being an INFJ has kind of come up to the forefront, and things I've been through and situations I've been through have really made me kind of think about it. And so I kind of wanted to post a video, or a couple videos about my experiences in my life. Basically, they're not really for anybody. They're kind of rants, but I know how alone I felt when I started realizing the world didn't think the way I did. So if I could bring comfort to anybody out there, especially those who are younger than me and like are starting to figure it out now, like when you're a teenager and you're in high school and you don't understand why you're not really interested in talking about the latest party, or you're not really interested in actually going to the parties. You just find that like you seem really serious, and I know in high school I was the girl that everyone knew but no one really knew, and I never really had an interest in getting to know them. Just kind of was like, I don't really, you guys don't stimulate me, like, and I felt really serious and older than everybody else, and it just was kind of miserable. Though granted, I do like the fact that when I do meet people who from high school who I knew kind of, but kind of always had an intuition about, or my own thoughts. They're exactly who I thought they would be, which is kind of cool to see. So I'm like, wow, when I was a kid, I made these judgments about people, and then you find out later on that they all came true. Whatever it was I thought that was going to happen with these people happened. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so anyway, so this is, basically these videos are for other NFs or INFJs. Maybe, you'll listen to what I have to say and find some comfort and be like, oh yeah, like I'm like that too. And just give you some comfort, because I know in this world we are surrounded by people who are SJs, or extroverted, right? And that's hard because we're introverted, or no, we're not. Okay. As an INFJ, I'm introverted, and I know that a lot of people I know are extroverted, and that makes it really hard. And also, a lot of people I know are rational thinkers, and I'm not. That's hard too. So, anyway, this is for you guys. If you find comfort, that's all I want. So, anyway, moving on. So I want to talk about like intuition and seeing the future, and I want to talk about intuition and knowing people, and maybe throw out some questions out there, like why it's like that, because I don't know, and if you have the answer, please write a comment or make a video reply. So I guess I'll talk about the easy one first, like knowing people really well. I don't know why that is. I think people have tried to explain it in other videos, but how I just know people and I get a feeling about them, like the sleazy salesman routine is like makes me feel so gross, and I hate being around. I feel it. Like I walked into a store the other day, like a hole in the wall shop, and just the guy was trying to like sleazy sale, and ended up just giving me a very creepy feeling, and I was out of that store fast. I don't like the way I feel, and I don't really like you, and I don't really want to give you my business. Like there's something very disturbing about this situation. I just needed to get out, and I was alone, so I just needed to get out. And I haven't had that strong of feelings. Maybe I don't go shopping a lot, and most of the time when I do shop, it's in like a mall, which I hate malls. I hate all the people. I hate the drama. There's too many people, too many emotions going on, and everyone's always high stress. But if I do go to the mall, I guess I just don't feel it like that. If I do feel a little bit, it's usually like at a bar or club, which is not my scene either, but I do go to them, and I'll get a feeling about someone who's hitting on me, like, no, and I think most of the world will look at someone and say, oh, I'm not really attracted. But for me, I feel it. I'll be like, oh, I'm not feeling you. When I say I really don't feel good when I'm around you, like we need to stop talking, and I'm going to go pretend I'm going to have friends or something, right? Like I'm not talking to you. But yeah, so why is it that we know people so well? Like even when you're young, right? I don't know how much you trusted it, but when you were in elementary school, you might not have had that many friends, but the friends you did have were really good people, and ended up being really good people in life. Like as they got older, like you always seem to have this. You kept the same friends because they're still really good people. The people that you really didn't gravitate to on the playground are people that you realize as they got older weren't really that great anyway. and like I made really strong relationships with my teachers. Maybe the teacher type I really enjoy was that ENFJ? ENFJs, I think, are teachers, or ENFPs. And I really enjoy, maybe I enjoy that personality type, and they seem to understand me. So as an NF to another NF, it was very easy for me to make relationships with those teachers that I really, really connected with. So anyway, I just want to throw that out. And then secondly, I think it's really, I'm looking at the time. Okay. I really want to talk about seeing the future. And actually, this is a shout out to Goodwitch, I think is your name. Because you put it so well, your intuition, how intuition really plays a role in your life. And I think it's amazing and a beautiful gift that you see visually things that happen. And, I'm not trying to sound crazy because, of course, people are going to watch this video and think I'm crazy anyway, right? But, because we live in a world that's very practical and I want to touch that and see it to believe it. And in my life, intuition has always played a role in something I can't see, and I don't trust it very often. And I'm kind of wondering how to trust it. So I have this intuition about somebody or a situation or something. How do I know if I should trust that or not? That's kind of a hard one for me. And so I try to play around with it and trying to listen to myself more and kind of realize in situations when I'm forcing my belief, if it's really not my intuition, it's just what I want to happen, or if it's actually my intuition and it's what I should listen to. I'm kind of trying to figure out how to decipher between the two. So if you're an INFJ and you figure that out, please shoot out an answer. But okay, with Goodwitch, I want to throw something out too, with your videos, talking directly to you, but also anyone else who's seen, your videos or whatever. She talks about seeing things visually, and that never has happened to me, I don't really think, but it's happened to me. For instance, the most recent thing that's happened was just a couple days ago. I was on vacation and it was raining a lot every day, and I was like, man, I really want it to be sunny. And then all of a sudden I got a vision in my head of waking up and the wind's blowing and it's partly sunny and the clouds are really thin and the sun's shining through them. And I just remember having a vision. I remember thinking, oh, that'd be so nice. And then the next morning I woke up and the exact same thing that I was thinking the day before happened. I woke up, the wind was blowing, I looked out the window, the same clouds that I had in my mind were out in the sky, right? The sun was everything was exactly the same as I had as a vision, maybe, because I was awake. And so, I know I sound crazy, and I wonder, and I know I'm not, but I wonder if anyone else has ever experienced that, because most of my intuition is always just kind of inward. And it's always okay, my intuition is usually about people. But it's happened in my life, definitely, and I know the first time that it ever happened and how much remark it happened on me, but I don't get that very often, and I wonder, I'm thinking about situations in my life where I've thought up images and then they come true. And I wonder if they're visions, I want them to happen, I think them to happen, I make up an image in my head, and then it happens. If I'm bending reality, or if I think about a situation and what I want, and then I get, if I'm correct about if what I want is actually going to happen, an image pops up in my head, and I can see it very clearly, and then it happens. Or if I think about it, and I want something to happen, and then all of a sudden I think about it, and then because what I'm thinking is going to be reality, it happens. I don't know. It's really in depth, and I'm not a logical person, so for me, saying these out loud is a lot harder, and trying to express this is a lot harder than it is for maybe other people. But I'm just wondering, when it comes to seeing images and seeing the future, how that works for you in your life, and how that intuition plays a role in your life, because I haven't quite figured it out. And when I was a kid, I always thought, oh, it's God answering my prayers. Oh, this happened, I really want, for instance, I'm really lucky. I'm just lucky. I'll be putting a drawing for something, and in my head, I'll picture myself winning it, because I want to win it, but then I win it. And I'm like, wait, that's weird, right? And it's happened to me multiple times. And it even happened to me once. I won a drawing, and then the next day I won the drawing again. And I saw both those things happen. Like, I remember grabbing the card and thinking, I'm going to win. And then it happens, and I win. And I'm like, is that coincidence? No, I don't really think so. I don't think coincidence ever happens. But, like, do I get these images in my head because it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen, and I actually see the future because, or like if these images are just popped up in my mind, like if they're random, they just like pop up and then it happens. I don't know. I can't really explain it. Maybe someone else can, or it's written a paper or like some kind of dissertation on what, I experienced as an INFJ and how I use intuition to kind of see and how that's shown the future to me, or if it really is the future, and if it's actually just reality and I'm just in it. These are all like really philosophical questions, but I guess I just don't have an answer for it. I just live my life, and sometimes I get these visions in my head and it becomes a reality, and I go, hey, that's cool. I don't really think much about it. I never thought much about it until when I was on vacation, and like it was the same clouds, the same sun, the same way I woke up. I'm like, what? That can't be a coincidence. Like, what is going on here? And so I wonder, I guess I just wonder what other people experience when it comes to that. So let me know. Write me a note. Send me an email. Write me a reply. Goodwitch, if you're watching, please reply. Tell me how it works, because with you it just seems so, these images come up with you, right? And gut feelings come up with you. But I don't feel like I see such strong images. I see like snapshots of the future, snapshots of what I want. But I wonder why they come true. Like, is it really them coming true, or is those images actually coming into my mind because I'm not seeing that future? Because a lot of times, like, I'm thinking I want something to go this way, and then I have an image of myself in that situation of it happening. I don't know. Real weird stuff. So I'm kind of interested in what other people who are intuitives and have the same kind of ability, or the same kind of, I don't know if it's an ability, it's just the way intuition works with you in your life, how that all plays a part, and if other people are like me, who just kind of once in a while you see an image, or you have a vision of something, snapshot, real quick, or maybe even really long, and then the next day, or really close to that, whatever it is that you saw happens as a reality. Like, are you really seeing the future? Are you wishing for it to happen and it happens? Are you willing for it to happen? Maybe you have no answers. So I know it all sounds really crazy, but I just thought I'd throw it out there to the world. Maybe someone has an answer for me. Alright, cool. It's up to 13 minutes, so I'm going to go. But it's been good talking, and of course, if you have any questions or comments or whatever, just right away. Okay. Alright, goodbye.